Welcome to Flawless Shoe Reviews. Today I'm going to talk you through 5 of Hoka's best shoes for walking. From the Transport, which is specifically designed for walking only, but has some downsides, to some of the max cushion shoes, to some stability shoes. By the end of this video, you'll know which one is right for you. So first of all, let's start off with the Hoka Transport, which is the one specifically designed for walking. As you can see, it doesn't have that max stack, really heavy cushioning features that we associate with Hoka, so it's a bit more subtle in design. It still has a nice low drop, so you have a nice even distribution of pressure across your foot. As EVA cushioning, which is relatively balanced, so you apply pressure to it, you sink into it a little bit, but it's not really mushy or cloud-like that we see in some of the other shoes in the Hoka range. Then it's got a nice pull-on lace tab on top for convenience in terms of pulling up the lace, but it also comes with a traditional lace housing as well in the box. It has a more resistant abrasive upper so that it doesn't break down if you're walking through brambles or ditches, and it's got a nice toe guard on top, again just to increase that durability of the shoe. Underneath the shoe, it's different than all the Hoka shoes as well. It's got these lugs that give you extra traction, so if you want to use it on grassy, muddy terrain, it gives you some grip under there as well as what you might find on more wet asphalt. So it's definitely more of an all-terrain shoe compared to some of the other shoes that we'll discuss, and it's got Hoka's traditional rocker on the front, so when you apply pressure to the front, it helps tilt you forward, so it assists with the push-off phase of the gait cycle. So an excellent all-round shoe if you're looking for a lower profile Hoka shoe designed specifically for walking. There is some downsides to it, and I'll talk about that later when we compare it to the other shoes in the range. Then if we look at something completely different, we've got the Hoka Bondi 9. So they've increased the stack height on this, so you've got more cushioning underneath your foot. They've changed it to supercritical foam, so that's a softer foam, so you sink into it a little bit more, really cloud-like experience. So if you're looking for a shoe where you want to stand for long periods of time as well as walk, this can be an excellent option due to the low drop and the extra cushioning underneath. So it's really balanced cushioning, it gives you even distribution of force. However, because it's extra cushioned, it can make the shoe a little bit more unstable. So if you have any history of ankle instability, peroneal or posterior tibial tendon issues, you may not enjoy this as much. To try and compensate for this by giving you a broad base of support and some nice sole flare where the sole comes out wider than where your foot sits in the shoe, that keeps you nice and centered in the shoe. And if you're someone who gets pain on the ball of the foot, you might enjoy the fact that it's got a wide toe box and it's got a stiff toe box to reduce the amount of extension available when you try to push off. It's got a nice plush upper on top, nice padding around the heel counter, and an excellent option overall if you're looking for a neutral shoe that's max cushion with a low drop. Then we have the Hoka Arahi 7. So this is a mild to moderate stability shoe. It has a J-frame built into the midsole, so that runs from the back of the shoe all the way up the inside of the shoe, which is a denser foam. It helps to reduce the amount that your foot moves inwards, so it helps control those pronation moments. So those of you who overpronate might enjoy this, as it gives you that extra element of stability alongside the traditional broad base of support and some nice sole flare. So on top we've got a lighter upper than what we see in the Bondi 9, and it's a slightly narrower fit as well. So those of you with a wider foot, you might want to get the wider option, but it is true to size and length. It's got nice padding around the heel cup, and it's got a relatively stiff heel counter, so it's nice and comfortable. It's much lighter shoe than all the other shoes apart from the Hoka Transport, and it's a relatively nimble shoe. The cushioning is relatively responsive, so when you apply pressure to it, it tries to push you back out again. So if you're a quicker walker and you want some mild to moderate stability, this can be an excellent option for you. Then we have the Clifton 10, which saw a massive upgrade compared to the Clifton 9. So they've added 10 mils more cushioning on the rear foot compared to what we saw on the previous model. So it's a bit more focused on premium comfort as opposed to more of a quicker, faster shoe. So we've got 42 mils in the rear foot of cushioning compared to 43 mils in the Bondi 9, but has a different type of cushioning. So this has a CM EVA cushioning rather than the supercritical foam that we see in the Bondi 9. So it's not as soft as the Bondi 9, you don't sink into it as much. It is really comfortable overall, and it's a bit more responsive. So if you're looking for more of a max cushion shoe that's a bit quicker in terms of turnover and transition you into the forefoot, then this can be an excellent option for you. Got loads of space in the toe box. It's wider than the previous model in the forefoot, and it's a true to size and length as well. A little bit lighter in terms of the upper on top, so it's a bit more breathable, and it's got some stability features in terms of sidewalls on the inside and the outside of the shoe. So it's what we classify as a stable, neutral, to neutral shoe. It has plenty of cushion underfoot. It has an 8mm drop, which is the highest drop of all the shoes on the Hoka range. So if you have issues with your Achilles tendon, you might enjoy having a slightly elevated heel to help take the pressure off the Achilles. And if you've any pain on the ball of your foot, you may not enjoy having that extra tilt as much, so therefore you might enjoy the Bondi 9 more if you're looking for a more max cushion shoe. Overall, an excellent option, still lighter than the Bondi 9, a little bit more nimble and a little bit faster than the Bondi 9. Then we have a max stack, max cushion shoe in the Hoka Gaviota 5. This is an excellent upgrade from the Gaviota 4 in our opinion, because it's got the widest toe box of all the Hoka shoes. So if you're looking for a stability shoe, loads of cushioning and loads of space in the forefoot for conditions like metatarsalgia, Morton's neuroma, this can be an excellent option for you. It's got plenty of cushion in the heel, it's got the CMEVA midsole, so you sink into it. It's very similar feel to what you get in the Bondi 9, maybe not as soft, but you do get that cloud-like feel if you're walking or standing in it for long periods of time. The low drop in the shoe gives you a nice even distribution of force across your foot, and it's got a nice upper mesh on top that's not too heavy, padded tongue and a stiff heel counter. Now the heel counter comes and cradles your heel to help give extra elements of stability. It's got a H frame built into it rather than the J frame that we see in the Arahi 7. So the H frame is denser foam on either side of the midsole and across the midfoot, again keeping you centered in the shoe, trying to reduce how much your foot moves from side to side. So it's a more subtle form of stability than we see in some other traditional stability shoes. However, the focus is the broad-based support. The sole flare and the H frame keeps you nice and centered, whereas the Arahi 7 gives you that J frame to really help reduce that inward pronation moment. So an excellent option overall if you're looking for a max cushion, max stability shoe. We've got the Hoka Gaviota 5. Now we've got links to all 5 shoes in the description below if you want to check out the latest prices of the shoes. If you've got any questions on them, please drop them in the comment section below. We have individual reviews of each shoe, comparisons of each shoe to give you more in-depth insight into the shoes. And if you've got any questions on them, please drop them in the comment section below. Liking, sharing, subscribing really does make a massive difference to the channel. So if you could do that, if you enjoyed the video, that would be really appreciated. Thank you for watching.